Hi Corey, I'm just taking a look at your ad here and I think you're off to a really good start. Um, I like how you're doing something different. You have all the content kind of grouped together in this transparent box. Looks different from a, usual layout of an ad, which I like because it would catch your attention. Um, Sometimes PDFs do this and they display a little white strip here on the side, but just make sure your image is fully pulled off the edge of the page. I like your headline. Your body copy looks really good. The contrast and typography is nice. I'm not sure, Planet Earth, is this an asterisk? Or what this symbol is here? Um, I can't, well, I can get closer, but I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so maybe just clear that up for me if you don't mind, if it means something. Um, and then one thing I wanted to mention is I like that you have this over here. You could possibly play around with having it either up here, kind of at the end of this, or just try to have it aligned with something. So maybe the top of the gorilla is aligned with the top of this line. Maybe you've kind of done a horizontal center alignment, like maybe the middle of this is the middle here, which that could be the case. That looks about middle line. Um, that's my guess what you're doing, but if not, if you kind of just have it placed here, maybe you just move it up a little bit so the bottom of the circle aligns with the bottom of this. And that might help it feel a little bit more tidy, as it feels like it's just floating. Floating like an iceberg is your gorilla logo. Okay, so maybe play around with that a little bit. Then the main thing I wanted to mention to you, okay, so your image looks a little bit pixelated. It may just be the quality of the PDF. Try saving it a little bit higher quality of a PDF, but it doesn't look very crisp. Especially the people, they're looking pretty fuzzy. Okay, so I think that's impacting the overall experience of the ad. So hopefully this image is a large enough size that you can just maybe replace it on the design, or like I mentioned, save it as a higher quality PDF might fix that anyway. So the main thing I wanted to talk to you about is the actual Gorilla Tape. Right now this is looking like brush strokes that have been put on the page, or maybe, a super thick Sharpie. It doesn't actually look like Gorilla Tape as much as I would love it to. So I was trying to think about what would make a difference between brush strokes like a thick marker and Gorilla Tape. And most of the Gorilla Tape pictures that I see, it has kind of this interesting white lining to it. So I zoomed in. Well, let's look at this one closer. See how it has a kind of white edge to it, which makes it interesting. And then it has a really unique kind of tear to it. It's mostly straight, like up here. Let's see. Like this. You can tell these were cut with scissors, and they're nice and straight. So maybe you need to make it more straight. I think it might be looking a little bit too markery, or maybe more crisp on the edge. Like look at this one. See how this is kind of fuzzy? That's not what the Gorilla Tape actually looks like. It looks really, really super crisp. Now if you rip the Gorilla Tape, you might get kind of a jagged part on this side, but I'm trying to think of ways we can make it look even more like what it actually is. And so maybe some kind of fabrication like this might help get you the effect of, wow, that's totally Gorilla Tape, keeping that iceberg together. Okay, so play around a little bit with that. That might take it to the next level. There was something else I wanted to mention about that. It might not, if you do it, the problem is that the white, that little fine white line, maybe just do it on one side of a few of them and see if you even notice it. But things like, see how this is white through it? That really doesn't look like the tape. Okay, so just keep on trying to figure out what you can do to make these strips look not like black marker, but look actually like Gorilla Tape. And that's really, really going to help. I'm trying to see if there's, maybe if I put in ripped. Gonna get weird pictures. Yeah, it has that white underlining. Okay, well, it's kind of a hard thing to do to make it actually look like it, but spend a little bit of time, see if you can get it to that next level, because that's really going to help it overall. Besides that, honestly, it's looking really, really good. I like it a lot. It's different. It's refreshing. The transparent shape on the background I really like. So just keep on playing around with that tape. Besides that, hopefully can get the image in the background a little bit more crisp as well. But those are the main things. Okay, thanks so much, Corey.